My name is Galit Ventura-Rozen, and I'm a women empowerment and business mentor. And I'm so excited today to be interviewing Leslee today. She's an intuitive sales and life coach, a spiritual teacher, and author. And now we're going to stop being silly because it's so important for us to get serious, because she's going to be talking to us about the most amazing topic. And I think it's exciting, and I think it's going to benefit all of you. So you definitely want to listen. So Leslee, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started. We're done being silly.
Okay.
Tell us a little about yourself, and then we'll jump right into the topic.
Okay. Well, I have been doing sales and life coaching since 2005. And I have been doing the intuitive piece since 2009. So I have this innate ability to be able to really see what's blocking someone from an emotional standpoint.
Okay.
And I'm able to see intuitively, pretty quickly, what age and what incident happened to somebody. So we get right down to the root cause.
Wow.
So my nickname is a spiritual rotor-rooter. So
Okay.
when we know what really caused that, we know how to work backwards from there and how to heal that. And I wish I could wave a magic wand and make it all go away, right? But I've been doing my work for 17 years, and I'm still working on my stuff because we're layers. It's proverbial layers of an onion. So I help facilitate positive change for people to move through fear where they're blocked, okay? And a lot of people are blocked when it comes to promoting their business because they bring their fears to the sales conversation. And so that's where, that's my skill, one of my skills, to be able to see where they're blocked and to help them move through that and refocus that and change some thought patterns subconsciously, which is 95% of our thinking. And most people are, you and I talking right now is 5%. However, our subconsciouses are talking and have even before we got on this call. And when someone meets somebody, instantly they're going to know if they're going to do business with them or not, because their subconscious has decided if they like them or not. So what thoughts you bring to the sales table is really crucial. So if you're leading with, oh my God, I got to pay my mortgage, I got to get this sale, they're going to pick up total fear. But if you're leading from my hand out, how can I help you? How can I serve you in your highest and best? Then you're going to get everything that you need. And they're going to be subconsciously at ease with you because they know you're there to help them and serve them rather than what can I get from you? Give me a check.
And I love that. I love that because as many of you know, that I'm on 8 to 10 sales calls a week, and we call them sales. And Leslee and I were talking about this before the call on our own, that I don't like calling them sales because I don't feel like I'm selling people. I feel like I'm benefiting them, and I would do them a disservice if I wasn't offering what they are asking me for. So I don't like the word sales, but at the end of the day, it really is. We're trying to get you to work with us. No, what we're trying to do is give you what you're looking for, what benefits you the most, and if there's a connection, then we go ahead and say, hey, I think I can benefit you if you hire me, because at the end of the day, it is a hiring process. And it's so interesting to me because I believe so much in what you're saying, because when a person gets, and I have that personal experience, when I get on a call with somebody, I can immediately tell their fears and what's holding them back. So awesome. Just a quick question before we jump into the topic, because it's so wonderful. Where does the meet in the middle happen when you are coming from a place of service and purpose and really benefiting them, but they're coming from a place of fear? And I know we're not talking about that, but as someone that's on the call and can feel it, where does that meet in the middle? Because if I'm coming from a place of, here I am, I'm ready to serve you, and they're going like this, oh wait, what does she want from me?
Okay, great question. So what I do is I ask them permission to tap into their energy field and to identify those fears for them. And some people, a lot of times, aren't even aware that they have this fear. And when I say, what happened at age 5? I see someone like pulling a bouncy ball, a red bouncy ball out of your hands. So like, oh my God, my brother used to torture me and used to steal my ball all the time. So, you know, we as humans, everything funnels down to 2 main buttons that get pushed. And it's the rejection button and abandonment button. And let me tell you, if those aren't healed from your inner child, they're going to keep resurfacing as an adult.
Mm.
So we walk around when we have erratic behaviors and we act irrational, or we have compulsions, we have drinking, gambling, sex, all these addictions. It stems from the inner child not being healed, lashing out, reaching out, crying out for healing. So in answer to your long story, short for your question, I'm able to see where I ask them permission. Would you like me to identify where I see you blocked? And they want to know. So if I preface it like that, it brings down the walls. And then I give them practical tools right on my call, in a discovery call, which I'm going to offer to everyone today, a full hour, up to 2 hours. I really want to give you an experience, not just a 30-minute quickie. So, you know, I offer this so that they can really see what's blocking them. Then they get to choose what they want to do with that. So I give you practical coaching tips on how to work through that. And then usually it requires a little more roto-rooting, depending on how old they are. If you're 50 something, you've imprinted this pattern for 50 years. It's going to take some layers to peel off. So I can show people how to do that, and I can facilitate change through a lot of different subconscious techniques. You know, I have my spiritual tool kits that I've learned over, you know, 12 years now. I'm 17 years doing my own work. And whatever that person needs in the moment, and nothing's cookie cutter, it's individualized because we have a different DNA imprint. So does that answer your question?
Oh, absolutely. And I think with that, let's go ahead and jump into the topic. Okay. And go ahead, because I know you have great tips today to help those that are on the call talking to someone that potentially wants to hire them. And I call everybody a future client. It's just what I like to do. Sure. Because everyone is. So you're on the call with the future client, and you yourself are starting to feel fear, or you bring fear to the table, and you have some great, I think you said 4 tips that you wanted to give us today that could help us through the sales call.
Actually 5. I just wrote another one
down. I love that. Okay, good. More tips, better.
I'm giving you lots of good stuff. Some of this you've already heard, okay, but maybe usually you hear things 100 times, and then the 101st time you hear it from somebody, you get it.
Absolutely.
The way you do this too. All of this to be done before you pick up the phone, before you send a text, before you have any kind of sales conversation. So you're fully present yourself, okay? So visualization of what you want for this person, not them handing you a $10,000 check and you going to the bank and cashing it. And I mean, we have goals. We all know this, right? We're in a service industry though. But if we lead with, how can I benefit Susie, right? What does Susie really need most? I'll tap into that energy. She needs X, Y, and Z. Visualize her getting that from my service that she hires me for, okay? Whoever you are, whatever your products or your service, either one would apply, and visualize that happy expected outcome for the highest and best for both. Okay.
I love that.
Now, the key to this is doing this with some deep breathing, okay, so that you could reframe your parasympathetic nervous system to be actually calm all the way through that you're doing this. So the way to do that is how I meditate most effectively, and I was trained by a professional meditation expert. Breathing in through your nose for 3 seconds, holding it for 3 seconds, breathing out for 3 seconds, and holding it out for 3 seconds. So 3, 3, 3, 3. You can do that in 2 minutes. You can do it in 30 seconds. You can do it in 5 minutes. The more you do this work, the easier it is. You can like get into that state in a nanosecond. Okay. So then also, and this is very basic, but it's really huge, is gratitude.
My favorite.
I mean, looking what you have right now. I mean, I'm in Chicago. I'm blessed with amazing weather. And I
know, right?
The country and the world. And I almost like have like this survivor guilt or something, like, wow, it's so great here, but I'm even like in more gratitude for what I have. I have a dry home. I have a roof that's intact. I have a bed, you know, the basic little things that we take for granted. And also the gratitude for having created all these wonderful clients who have created lots of change in their lives, and the ripple effect that they're going to go out and create from that. If you just concentrate on that, you are simmering in this gratitude stew and you feel amazing. Okay. And if you still have some fear after that, pick up the phone not text, not email. Pick up the phone and call someone and tell them why you are grateful that they are in your life.
Okay.
Just randomly. Now, let go of the outcome. You don't know if they're busy at work or whatever. Oh yeah, thanks for the call, bye. And you're like, wait a minute, I just told them my heartfelt stuff. Let go of the outcome. You don't know where people are at. It's about you putting yourself out there and thanking the people in your life. So we got visualization with deep breathing, gratitude, make a list or call someone and affirm them.
Yes.
Or both.
Right.
Okay. The next is my I survived and I continue to thrive list. Okay. These little 3x5 cards, right? I'm going to give you some of mine.
Okay.
I survived child abuse, mental, physical, emotional, sexual abuse, having chronic low self-esteem, being bullied, becoming the bully, alienation, being the abuser to my siblings, childbirth. I mean, I was born. That's like pretty stressful, right? And giving childbirth. Divorce, going through the Will County court system for 13 years. Just on and on. And all the different things that I was able to accomplish in business. I failed many businesses. I spent 20 years in the freight industry and sales. That's mega rejection. Car sales, home sales, insurance sales, all mega rejection, right? I survived all that and I continue to thrive. So when I get in a funk, and I do because I'm human, I grab my list. Wait a minute. Let's reframe this lesson.
Let me remind myself. Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't laminate because I keep adding.
No, but it's good. What I like probably most about that tip is that we don't always look at the things that we've survived as something that can benefit us or motivate us or support us, but reminding ourselves is so important. So I really like that one. Absolutely. Yeah.
So the other thing is learning to be Barbara Walters.
Okay, what does that mean?
Think of Barbara Walters, the best interviewer ever. What do you, Galit, know about Barbara Walters? Personally, what do you know about her?
I don't know anything about her personally. I can only tell you what I know about seeing her and the image and persona I've gotten from her, but I don't know anything about her. It's just confidence. Like she oozes confidence and strength and power.
Right. And she owns her stuff, right?
Oh,
so this is what you want to put on your Barbara Walters hat, is what I say.
All right.
Your Walter Cronkite hat, okay?
Right.
Men are invited to this too, right?
I love that.
You don't know anything about her personally because it wasn't about her, okay?
Okay.
All right? She never made it about her. It was about who she was interviewing. And she asked the questions and she made them all cry, right? Pretty much.
Oh my gosh, right? Almost. Yeah.
I don't even know if she's still working. I don't think she is. But that's what I tell people, do. Ask the questions. And when people go in to close somebody or to, sell their business, it's really about finding a need and filling the need. So if you're listening, you should be asking questions to solicit answers. But if you puke all over somebody and say, oh my God, my product's the best and you need this wrap thing to lose 20 inches in your stomach, and well, maybe that's not their goal. Maybe their goal is to have, better gut health, but they're looking for supplements to go within. And maybe you sell that, but you're not listening. So to come up with some questions, like 10 leading questions for your business, and just keep answering questions, because you keep asking and that will solicit the answers, and then you'll know exactly what they need. So Barbara Walters, you have to put on that persona and own your craft and own your business and know that you're the best at what you do. Okay.
Oh, I love that. But you can also know you're the best at what you do in the way that you ask the questions and care. I completely agree with that. And that's the way that I work. You really, really listen. And when you listen, the answers come to you. And not just that, but it really shows the person that you care. And most of us that do the services that we do, we care. So you get on the call with someone and you ask the questions. You don't just try to sell yourself. Biggest mistake so many people make.
Exactly. And so a lot of people who have their home-based businesses are so passionate about their product, they're talking to confuse the passion for over-aggressiveness.
Yes, excited.
So I like to work with people in direct sales because I help them really reframe those conversations and have questions and the heart, like, what's holding you back? from moving forward today. And you're really digging deep. I go beyond, and I'm not afraid to dig deep, but I've practiced it for many years now. I've literally been knocking on doors since age 12. Okay.
But it gives you a lot of great, almost research, it's almost personal research. You know what works, what doesn't work, what people want, what people don't want. It's a great life experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you see the same pattern repeating over and over. So once you get it down, it's like a duh, but it's getting there. It takes practice.
And Leslee, before you continue, I have to ask you if this is, because this is coming to me. It seems to me that to be able to be successful at what you do, to help men and women in the sales process, they almost need to be open to becoming a little uncomfortable on that sales call. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yes. And so we do a lot of role playing, okay, on both ends, where I pretend I'm the prospect, and then I'm, and we learn from that, we tape it. So, and you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to be the best at what you're doing. And that brings me to the fifth one, which is so obvious, but most people don't want to go here, okay? And that's working on our inner child.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So when we get triggered, remember I told you about addictions, and we get triggered, we have to stop and say, I stop and say, what does little Leslee need right now? What age? And of lately, it's becoming age 12, because I remember always wanting those Jerry Lewis muscular dystrophy carnivals, right? And we lived in this unincorporated area of 5 homes. Peggy, one of my friends, was having the carnival with me, so that left 3 homes, and there's, no one really wanted to come to this carnival, so there was like no one ever there. So in my mind at age 12, I envisioned all these buses coming to our house, dropping off like hundreds of kids, us making so much money for, and we'd have a popcorn machine and cotton candy, and my parents were involved because they were very passive parents, always working and not emotionally disconnected. So I gave myself, in that visualization, it could take 30 seconds, what I needed to be filled up as a 12-year-old of little Leslee. And then after I step away from them, I'm like, wow, I feel really good, because there's nothing missing. But it's willing to do that work on a regular basis until age 12 is done. And then you go to the next age. Okay. And a lot of people don't want to go there, but that's where the healing really is. Okay. And if you don't heal that, you're going to continue to do the patterns you do in life. And, if nothing changes, then nothing changes.
Absolutely.
So I promise everyone that they're going to have their limbs, both arms and legs, at the end of a session. Okay. Nothing's going to fall off. Okay.
Well, I think those are all such wonderful pieces of advice. And I think what I like most about your tips, if anything, Leslee, before we jump into how someone can work with you, is my favorite part is they are challenging. And if anybody watching thinks that this process is the easiest thing in the world, you need to recognize working on yourself is part of the growth. And I love that your tips challenge people. That to me is the growth, when you're challenged, when you're uncomfortable. So those are wonderful. Thank you for that. Amazing. So tell us how someone can work with you, how they can get a hold of you, and what you're offering today.
Okay, so I'm going to put a link in the
comments.
Thank you. On being able to click on that, and we're going to do a discovery session if you'd like. And with this, we're going to be able to see what's blocking you. I'm going to give you practical coaching tips on how to, beyond what I just gave today, on how you can move through that, and let you know like a roadmap on what it would look like, whether it be working with me or someone else. Give you an intuitive eye to see what I see that you can't see. Because like every coach needs a coach, right? Like
we all have mentors. I have 3 in different areas. That's what makes you go to the next level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So even if you're a coach right now, or you're a healer, we all get stuck. And the worst thing when people say is, I'm a healer and I'm a coach, so I don't need that. And they do. They do. Everyone needs to keep being refined and healed. So I offer that. It's up to an hour, 90 minutes, up to 2 hours, whatever you need. 2 hours is a long time, but if we need to road a route, well, let's get it done. Let me help you. Let me serve you. Let me show you where you're stuck, and let me help support you to get to the next level.
And I just want to make a quick comment that that is very, very generous and very uncommon. So if you're listening, you want to take Leslee up on this because she really comes from a place of service. Typically, people will give a 30-minute or a 20-minute or a 15-minute and charge quite a bit of money for what Leslie's offering. So I want you to make, because she's definitely valuable. So I want you to make sure that you take her up on this because I think it could value anyone that's watching.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I only speak the truth.
I know. I love that.
I don't know how to do anything else. You're so wonderful. So how can they get a hold of you if they're watching the video in replay?
Okay. So I will put the link down. Okay. It's a long, you can book me. I don't know the link to say it, but you can also text me 331-575-7807. And my website is LesleeSerdar.com.
Perfect. So I think that'll be a great way for those that are watching in replay to connect with you because it might not be in the comments for them. And we want to make sure that they reach out. Just reach out and Leslee will send you her appointment calendar and schedule a time with you. Mm-hmm. And thank you so much for all the great tips. And make sure that if you're watching this just starting now, definitely watch it from the beginning because you want to make sure you write down these tips and you implement them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leslee.